All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Green Bay Packers in tonight's video. Looks like this team is finally getting some mainstream attention now that Jordan Love is finally back in action. Thankfully so, he got extended not too long ago. And so here we go, right? 9-8, lost in the NFC divisional round. That was a nice little rhyme, not that part, but the part before it. Couldn't play it cool any longer. Keep in mind, folks, Green Bay was the fourth youngest playoff team in NFL history last season. All right. In the second half of the year, the Packers offense was 8th in the league in scoring. They were putting up about 24 points per game. They were 4th in yards per play, averaging 6 yards per play, and they won 7 of their last 10 games. And then we get into the playoffs, and the Green Bay Packers put up 48 points on the Dallas Cowgirls' head on the road, and then just lost by 3 points against the 49ers. You got Matt LaFleur. You have 25-year-old Jordan Love, your superstar franchise quarterback. Everything's looking pretty freaking well. Real quick, because we mentioned that Niners game, we're hearing great things about both kickers, Anders Carlson and Greg Joseph, in training camp. We'll touch on that a little bit later on. But it's just cool being a Packers fan right now because everyone's freaking out. Like, mainstream NFL talk right now is, because not everyone has a quarterback like Jordan Love. You know, is our quarterback good? Is our quarterback competent enough to win us, 10 plus games, get us into the playoffs? Is the offensive line going to hold up? Is the defense going to hold up? Do we have the right coach? The Green Bay Packers just don't have these types of questions, which is why, in my opinion, they are by far a top 10 team in the National Football League. We go back last year. Once again, they won 7 out of their last 10 games. They were literally 3-6. So we're going to talk about a couple of things regarding the Green Bay Packers. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, along with a couple of Packers videos every single week. If you try and get this video to 250 likes, folks, that would seriously mean the absolute world to me. All right, guys, before we get back into the video, this is sponsored by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. If you're looking for a new book this football season, BetUS is the answer. It's the fastest payouts in the industry. They have a 125% sign-up bonus up to $2,000. Check out my BetUS link down below. I wanted to show you guys something I found interesting. I'm going to walk you through it. You go to football here. You go all the way down, because the season has yet to start. You go down to Super Bowl. And since we're talking about my Green Bay Packers, I wanted to just bring this to everybody's attention. We're sitting here at plus 1,700. I don't think that's going to last that much longer. So, yeah, you put down $10, you win $170. They also can give you 10% back on your net losses twice a year. They have 24/7 customer service, 365 days a year. You can bet live during all major games. It's my favorite sports book, so go check it out. Link down below and check out the Green Bay Packers odds. All right. One thing I love now that Jordan Love is finally back in action in practice, which, here, by the way, Jordan Love last season threw for 4,200 yards, just about 32 touchdowns, only 11 interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 96.1. He's emerging himself as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, let alone age, let alone experience. But it's just kind of cool from a fan's perspective, from a Packers fan's perspective. Right now, we're sitting here talking about like stuff like who's emerging as wide receiver number 1. Like, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Christian Watson? Is it going to be Romeo Doubs? Is it going to be Jaden Reed in this great rookie season? Could it be a little bit deeper in the depth chart? Dontavian Wicks getting some first-team reps. Maybe Bo Melton, Malik Heath. I guess those are a little bit more long shots, but the point still stands. We're talking about who's going to be wide receiver 1. And it's not from a standpoint of like, oh, we have a bunch of question marks on the offense. It's from the standpoint of, wow, we have a lot of talented wide receivers. Who's it going to be? So last season, Jaden Reed led the Green Bay Packers in receiving yards, 64 catches, 793 yards. Number 2 was Romeo Doubs with 59 catches for 674 yards. And then number 3 was Mr. Dontavian Wicks, fellow rookie, 581 yards on 39 total catches. But one of the reasons I wanted to make this video was because we keep hearing Romeo Doubs' name in training camp. All right. I was reading this article from Brandon Verk, and last year was kind of like, all right, when Christian Watson's healthy, he's, the guy who's blowing up the stat line, right? Maybe it's going to be Romeo Doubs. Maybe one game it's going to be Jaden Reed. The other game it's going to be Dontavian Wicks. But Romeo Doubs in the playoffs, when it really matters, was Jordan Love's favorite target. So in the 2 playoff games the Green Bay Packers played, 10 catches for Romeo, 234 yards, and a touchdown. That's like, I'm not a mathematician, and that's not a hard math stat. Over 100 yards per game receiving the ball. Keep in mind, Romeo last year, this time last season, this time 2 years, he's been getting praise through training camp. And you can make the argument that, all youngsters, all intriguing young players get hype and praise in training camp because it's freaking training camp. But here's what Jair Alexander, one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, had to say about Romeo Doubs. I always want to go against Doubs. The dude's freaking really good. He's come in his rookie year not catching a single pass on me. Now we're going up for 50-50 balls. Dude is really good. I think his route running is very good. He's a pro. And then you have guys like Christian Watson. Christian Watson is a touchdown machine. He's actually had, like, the one thing holding Christian Watson back is health. He's had 12 touchdowns over his last 17 games. He's had 15 end zone targets in 2023. That was 6th in just 9 games in the entire NFL. When he's healthy, the dude's going to be a freaking stud. In fact, we even saw his drop rate halve from 11% down to 6.7% in 2023. He had, like, in the red zone, Romeo Doubs was getting so much praise in the end of the season and in the playoffs, rightfully so, because he's a great red zone target. He's a great one-on-one 50-50 ball winner. But Christian Watson, in the last 2 seasons, 12 touchdowns in just 23 games. I mean, that's elite level statistics. The issue with him is health. It's being available. If you even go back to college, he's been hampered with injuries, whether it's his knees, mainly the hamstrings. So this past offseason, he saw a specialist that noted a 20% difference in hamstring size and strength between his 2 legs. Yeah, I'm amazed that's a statistic as well. So he spent most of his offseason trying to resolve this issue. If he can stay healthy, I see no reason why Christian Watson is not a 1,000-yard receiver. Folks, his rookie season, 41 catches, only 14 games played, only 11 starts, 41 catches, 611 yards, and 7 freaking touchdowns. He averaged 15 yards per catch. Last season, he only played and started in 9 football games, 28 catches, 422 yards, 5 touchdowns, 15.1 yards per reception. Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs are wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2, as far as I'm concerned, just because of technically they're veterans, even though they're entering year freaking 3. Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Bo Melton, Malik Heath, these are guys who are going to help contribute to the Green Bay Packers season so much. But to me, Romeo Doubs, freaking beast, poised for a huge 3rd season. Christian Watson, if he can stay on the field, poised for a huge 3rd season. And obviously, enter Jordan Love, MVP candidate, at least MVP candidate. The Green Bay Packers were going for the NFC North title. Going to be a little bit difficult because the Detroit Lions are a little bit more older. They're a little bit more mature. They've seen a thing or two. And yeah, let's go out there. Let's win 12 games. Let's try and win the NFC. Let's get a home playoff game for the playoffs. And the sky's the limit for this Green Bay Packers young-ass team. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that sub button for daily NFL content. But most importantly, let me know which wide receiver do you think turns into star wide receiver number 1 for the Green Bay Packers next season. Peace.